I enjoyed science when I was younger, but I never really understood that there were many things we still didn't know. The way it was taught to me in school was, here's your textbook, here's what we know, this is how science works. And it really wasn't until I had a great high school teacher that explained I could actually play an active role in making those new discoveries. And that's what inspired me to go into science. My name is Daniel Gilmer, and I work in the Fischetti Laboratory of Bacterial Pathogenesis at Rockefeller. I actually got an email from the New York Academy of Sciences explaining that they had this collaboration with the Department of Youth and Community Development for New York City, where we could then work with different robotics clubs throughout the city.
Here at PS64 we had a gap in math and science, and I felt that it was because of my educational background that I needed to try to fulfill that gap here in Afterschool with additional support.
The kids were already on board to build the robot, build the different structures. But at the same time, they could use my help in getting a better research project going.
The challenge this year is biomedical engineering. We decided on the topic of brain cancer.
I kind of helped teach the kids more about brain cancer, explaining what a good cell is, explaining when a good cell goes bad, it can become cancerous, and what happens when that cancer is in the brain and different ways to treat it. The kids decided they wanted to figure out maybe a way to improve the current treatment. And so they knew that there are a few different ways to do it already, and since then we focused on one of those areas.
We do a lot of the research, we do a lot of the building, and we talk to a lot of different people.
This is the robot.
The head got messed up.
Well, the head just got messed up.
The head got messed up.
So we're gonna fix it. The medicine would be these, and we're gonna build the brain.
Save humans. Let's say we're the winning team. All the money that we made then we just donate it to people who have cancer, and that could help them get the tumors out of their heads.
When they got to that limit and realized that in order for there to be new innovation that actually helps treat brain cancer, people are going to have to make new discoveries, they realized that they actually could be, after years of training, the individuals making those new discoveries. And so it's one thing for them to program a robot to do different things on the course, but it's much different when the kids actually understand what each obstacle represents within the human body. So before I ended up working with the kids, they basically thought that a scientist was someone wearing a lab coat, doing research in a laboratory that didn't really interact too much with people outside of the laboratory. But I think having a scientist actually come to their site and work with them has made that connection even stronger.
He's in the science field, whereas opposed to myself and my colleague who run the robotics program, we don't necessarily have that science background. Just like them, he comes from a minority community who's able to become a scientist. They're seeing very hands-on, very realistic experiences through Daniel. I think it's really important to sustain these programs is because we're seeing that we're lagging as a nation in mathematics and science. And mathematics and science is really the future. Our children really need to be able to go through middle school and high school and successfully get into college in order to be in a competing world.
So this program has been a great opportunity for me to get out of the lab and actually interact with kids and inspire them to choose a similar path to the one that I've chosen and go into science and hopefully make more discoveries.